I will go ahead and get started with why you're here. And while we are setting this up, okay, that did not populate. I want to know where I'm going to start off with is probably the reason why you're here, which is to get your real estate license. So that's where I'm going to start off at. Some of you are probably already at that step where you've already started taking your licensing course. Now you're in that stage of you going ahead to pass the real estate exam. We'll briefly address that. And then definitely for everybody, while you're doing your research, is talking about the cost. That's where my partner Nakia is going to come in and talk about the budget, what you need to be aware of. Then we shall finish off with probably the bigger question, which is, which company are you going to join and partner up? Because all of this, you starting to do your business, has to be connected with a brokerage. So as you are interviewing different companies, what are some of the questions you will be able to share and or ask during your interview process? And what is it we are able to answer for you in terms of the company that we both are affiliated under? So we'll start with introductions. My name is Brenda Kasuva. I am a real estate educator and also have had my license since 2004. In terms of directly connecting with licensing students, classes that I have taught in terms of licensing as well, over 1,200, because I have been teaching that licensing class since 2011, at least one a month. Right now, I've slowed down. I do have one coming up next month. So for the person who's on this session looking for a class, we shall definitely talk about that shortly. Every week, at least I help about 5 people to go through passing the licensing exam. That also keeps me connected in terms of getting you ready to pass the exam. Volunteer-wise, I am currently the president of the Maryland Real Estate Educators Association. Just like it sounds, these are other instructors such as myself. We come together and grow and take away what we can do to improve on our education to people like you who in the future will be taking continuing education classes and improving on their real estate education. Also, I am on the board of directors for the Greater Baltimore Board of Realtors. Some of you did mention you are in the Baltimore location. Most likely you will be joining that particular association, and we shall be connecting there. I mentioned that I've already been licensed for over 16 years, currently affiliated with eXp Realty. Probably all of you already have my contact information. It doesn't hurt to present it again. 410-709-8337, and the broker's information is there, and my email. I do have the pleasure of having Nakia Evans, who's going to introduce herself, and she'll be coming in to talk about the topic of costs.
Well, hello, good evening, and thank you, Brenda, for having me on your monthly career night introductory call. So I'm Nakia Evans. I am a realtor. I've been a realtor since 2002. Right now, I'm currently volunteering and serving as the Greater Baltimore Board of Realtors. And over the past 3 years, I have helped over 150, I think it might be up to 160 now, real estate agents start or enhance their career. Where it says enhance, real estate agents are independent contractors, and sometimes they move or shift their business to another broker. So that has happened over the past year or so. And currently myself and 60 other real estate agents are affiliated with eXp Realty, and I coach them and I help them work on their business, enhance their business, and learn how to run their business in the most efficient, energetic manner. Okay. To reach me on social media, you would look for Moving with Nakia. That's the name of my Instagram page, Twitter page, TikTok page. And I also use the hashtag Moving with Nakia, or you'll be able to simply Google me. You may have to do Nakia Evans Baltimore because there is another Nakia Evans, but none like me. So if you do Nakia Evans Baltimore, you will locate me. And I'm going to come back in a little later and help you guys determine the financial responsibility with being a real estate agent. Thanks, Brenda.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We shall continue that conversation with Nakia in a couple of minutes, about 20 minutes or so. Where we're going to start off is the conversation of you starting to get your real estate license. Some of you, you're going to table this conversation for later because you're already in the course already, but I'll find you once I cover this particular part. For those who are interested to know, how do you get started? One, whatever requirements that I am sharing is for the individual who doesn't have a license anywhere. So this is where you're not licensed in another state. I know there's somebody who shared that she's licensed in another state. Let me go through this and then we'll check in where you are and talk about that. For the person who's doesn't have a real estate license anywhere, then you need to be over 18. And then you do need to complete a session, which is the licensing course. That session is 60 hours. That's your entry level. Some people might be joining us because they already have a broker license in another state. We'll table that for a little bit later. But the entry level for somebody who doesn't have a real estate license anywhere in the country, the starting point is 60 hours. And then when you're ready to upgrade your responsibilities, you would be taking the course to become a broker, which is 135 hours. Let me pause just for 2 seconds to see what's presented for me in the chat. Okay, so Nakia, okay. Dominica, you're set. I sent you the email as requested. So starting level, you're all over 18, check. Complete a 60-hour course. So let me dig deeper into that 60-hour course. That 60-hour course can technically be done 2 ways. One is online on demand at your own pace. Think of you playing a video, pause, come back, you continue. That's at your own pace with all the materials that you need available on your device, whether it's computer, laptop, or cell phone. You start and stop at your own pace. So how quickly you can go through it is all dependent on you. How much time you want to spend on it is all dependent on you. Different schools will give you a time frame to complete it. Most of them is 6 months. If you need more time, then you're able to pay extra to continue that particular course. The other side is where you have a schedule provided from an instructor. So we'll come back to that with the instructor. You get, right now, there are 2 options. One is virtual, like what you're experiencing right now through something like Zoom. The other one is that you're going to go to a location. Here we're providing the instructor and a schedule by this second method. So online on demand at your own pace, or you have an instructor guiding you through the course with a schedule. No matter what way you decide to take the course, there's going to be an exit exam. That exit exam is just confirming the information that you have learned and to get you ready to go ahead and take the state licensing exam. So that's the kind of, in a nutshell, brush strokes of it in terms of the course. Now let's dig a little bit deeper. I already mentioned the online is at your own pace. You start and stop at your own pace. You have the materials that you need. It is all online. Some spots you may, most of them you might not be able to print out the materials. You can always purchase a textbook if you want to. Now we go to the other 2 options with an instructor. It's virtual live, like what you're experiencing right now through something like Zoom, or you're walking into a building. I bet a lot of us would prefer that, but COVID is preventing us from having much flexibility on that one. Any location that is offering face-to-face is still limited on the social distancing type of a mandate that's still out there. So any of the ones that you find that is face-to-face at a location is generally going to fill up very quickly. If you find one and that's what you would like, then make sure that you sign up as quickly as possible. So now we talk about, Brenda, give me an example of our schedule. That's usually the next question. And as questions come about, if I don't answer them as I'm going, please take a note of it. I'll pause in a couple minutes to check in, or you can start putting them on the chat box. This is a typical example of a schedule. Each school, each instructor is going to provide their own schedule. It's not like college where you go to school Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday. This is going to depend on my schedule and the school as well. But these are examples. Monday through Friday, all day, 6 hours. Right now in Zoom, probably that's rare because it's such a long day to do it all on Zoom, but it's possible. Also, you might have the option of 3 times a week. Notice how long it's going to take, or it's an evening 2 or 3 times a week, or it's Saturdays. No matter which schedule fits well with your lifestyle, you're breaking down the 60 hours. So if you're only meeting 3 hours a week, then definitely divide 63 into 60. You're taking what? 18 weeks. So notice how this all works out. You're breaking down 60 hours, no matter what schedule is provided. The beauty is that we have different schools that I am connected with, just from me being the president of the Maryland Real Estate Educators Association. I'm connected with a lot of schools and a little bit familiar with their schedules. After the session, we shall be sending you an email with 6 different schools. There's more that you can check out and see what works for your schedule. You're welcome to sign up for the course. Just let me know you've signed up, because I am your virtual accountability partner, checking in with you throughout your process. Here's one coming up soon that I will be leading. This is going to be during the day. I realize some of your schedules might not fit, but there's somebody who's available during the day. Mondays and Thursdays, 9:30 to 1 p.m., and then some Saturdays. So it's 2 Saturdays out of the month, starting April the 15th and ending on June 15th. So 2 months, breaking it down those 60 hours. The final exam, when you take it virtually, most likely will be at a location. So if somebody is now wondering where that location is, it's the Greater Baltimore Board of Realtors in Timonium. If you're familiar with that area, or even if you're not, you would be driving there to take the final exam. So now I pause and get questions. Questions, feedback. We're talking about the classes. Each person's schedule is going to be different, but let's hear some questions or feedback. Okay. If you have questions about costs, Nakia will be talking about that a little bit later. We're now going through the next step. You've taken the 60 hours. You're going to have an exit exam, which is going to be broken down into 2. They will talk about the national side. National, to me, simplified, is definitions. No matter where you are in the country, the definition of real estate is the same, for example. So you have 80 questions that will address your level of understanding for that topic. And then you will have the questions on the Maryland side, which is going to be 30 questions. So anyone that you know that has a license outside of Maryland and wants to get a license here in Maryland, most likely, depending on the state, they will only need to take the Maryland part of the exam. So what does that mean? Somebody's in North Carolina, they have their real estate license, they want to get in Maryland. Most likely, since they already have their North Carolina real estate license, they will just need to take the Maryland part of the exam, which is 30 questions. There are 2 states that communicate 100% with Maryland, and that's Pennsylvania and Oklahoma. So I believe there's one person on the call, guide me if I'm incorrect, that you shared with me that you're licensed in Pennsylvania and now you want to get a license in Maryland. Is that correct? I believe that was the conversation with, is she still on? Okay, looks like she left. Okay, so the conversation of if you have a license already in one of the 2 states, Pennsylvania and Oklahoma, you don't need to do anything. You would just get licensed there. You don't need to take a test. They just communicate 100%. So now you've passed the final exam. Now you're going to take the state exam. That's the one that is provided from the Real Estate Commission. They will go ahead and make sure that you are ready to get your real estate license. That state exam is going to be very similar to what you're going to experience on the final in terms of the number of questions. However, this one, you can take it as many times as your budget allows. And Nakia is going to be talking about that. Now that we've talked a little bit or a lot about the exam, now let's spend a little bit of time on the exam because there's some of you who are already like, Brenda, I got that. I've already finished the course or I'm taking the course. Now I'm getting ready to this step. So before we get to the exam part, questions, feedback, comments. We've covered what you need to do to get started, a 60-hour course. We shared briefly what a schedule looks like depending on what school you select. Now we're talking about the state licensing exam. And Dominica, it's flashing on my side, but I can't hear you. So let me see if I can help. Okay.
So one of my colleagues, she said she went through the course, but she never took the test. And she said she had some books for me that she had a textbook. Would that book help me because I want to do it online with an instructor?
Okay. So it depends, Dominica. Right now, each school is allowed to pick whichever textbook they want to use.
Okay.
So it will depend on the school that you pick, which textbook they're going to be using and also which edition. Okay. If they're going to be, so the one that you have, first, what I would suggest is when you pick the school that you're going to take the course with, find out which textbook they're going to be using and which edition. If they match, then usually the school is going to give you a break on the cost of the books because you already have the books.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. So just check that. Now, if I heard you correctly, you want to take the class online virtually like this, where Brenda is on the other side as the instructor and you're on the other side as the student, right? That's what. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Yes. Any others?
Hey, Miss Brenda. Shante.
Hello.
Good. I heard you mention the edition numbers of the book. I have a 20th.
Which book? Which one do you have?
Real Estate Practice, 20th edition.
Okay. Did you say Modern Real Estate Practice?
Modern Real Estate Practice. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. That's the one that most. So let me say, I'll keep going to most because it's not the only textbook. If you take the one that I'm doing in April, and 70% of the schools out there are going to use that book, and I'm going to assume it's this one that you're referencing to.
Yes.
Okay, yes, yes. Most of them will. I say when you register for or before you register, connect with them and just find out which textbook they're using, because there are about 3 or 4 different ones that we can select from.
Okay.
And then if you're going to be asking me for the Maryland one, currently we are, if the school is sorry, it's down here. If the school is going to be using the Maryland real estate practice law, we're currently on the 16th edition.
Yeah, I have that one too.
Okay.
I took the final, Brenda. So now I just gotta get my mind set up to take this PSI exam.
And you will, if I have something to do with it. Is that Susan?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, I agree with the young lady who was just talking. I do have both editions. I have the modern real estate practice, which is the 20th edition, and the Maryland real estate practice and law 16th edition. My classes don't start until April 5th, and they're in the evening. So I'm just listening to what everybody's doing here to try to get ready and get started.
Awesome. So Susan, you're taking the class at GBBR in the evening?
Yes, I am. Yeah, virtual. Yes, virtual beginning on April 5th.
Yep. So you'll be with Anna. Make sure you read ahead for what right now. You already have the books. They should not just be sitting there staring at you. You should start digging into it.
Yes, I'm a teacher, so all the week before, I have an entire spring break off.
Good.
So I'm just going to sit back and get comfy.
Good.
And just read as much as I can for the week.
Yeah, and here, don't stress upon you making sure you understand it. You being a teacher, you know this is just to introduce the information into your brain, and then the instructor is going to cement it for you. Yes.
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Awesome. Let's see, Shantae, so you're taking the exam. Is that where we are?
Oops, sorry. Yes,
Okay.
I'm trying to set up for the exam.
Okay.
I passed the course last year at the end of August, and it's now March.
Yeah,
so.
we need to get it done. Okay, good, because summertime is coming and then we'll forget.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
And you only have 1 year, right,
Yes.
Miss Brenda?
Yes, you
Sometime
do.
within the next month, I'm looking to schedule and take it.
Okay, by the end of this, you will be closer to knowing hopefully which date that is. So let me see what I'm able to cover here on the exam and chime in when you have questions. Unless there are others that you want to ask right now, if there's anyone that has questions so far.
I just have a very quick question.
Sure.
Just bouncing off what she just said. Once you finish the course and you've taken the course exam about gaining the knowledge there, how soon can you take the exam?
Okay, yeah, so we'll look, I guess we can talk about it here. So this is going to depend on you. And by that, I mean, we, the instructors, are going to tell you, take it as soon as possible. But then life continues, right? And notice here, Miss Turner is here. She finished in August and now it's March. So I'm gonna say do it as soon as possible. The way it works is when you finish your exit exam, the school will then indicate to PSI, hey, PSI, Brenda is ready to take the exam. Then it's up to Brenda to go ahead and schedule it with PSI. You'll see this reviewed later. You have 1 year from the moment you finish the course. If you finish on March the 16th, then you have till March the 16th, 2022 to go ahead and complete the exam. Completion of the state exam means that I have passed both parts of the test. So if I go in on April the 1st, and I do well on the Maryland part of the exam, then I go back and only take the national part of it, but it's still within that 1 year. So the 1 year is from the moment you complete the course to the moment, so that's the 1 year time frame. So Brenda will tell you as soon as possible, but I know some people say, well, I'll rest and then I'll come back to it. No, don't. If you have a choice, schedule it as soon as you get the email from PSI, which you will once you complete the course. The school usually is, most of them are quick, and you'll get it within a week or even less. Are you good with that? Miss Gwen, did you have a question?
Oh, hi.
Hi.
No, I'm just listening. I was trying to get it on my computer and you're not.
Okay. It kind of slowed down for me, and I'm sorry for the banging right now. Gwen, okay. Let me see. Let me see if I can email it to you, Gwen. I think I have your email. I can email it to you, but go
Well,
ahead.
I'm on my phone right now. I just didn't know why it didn't work on the computer. So that's fine. I can continue on the phone. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Nicole,
Thank
what do you
you.
have for me?
Pardon?
Yeah, sorry for my lateness, but I think I came in, I guess a reasonable part, because those were some of the questions I had regarding how soon after you take your training and you pass your exams, should you be looking to sit for the exam? So you answered that question. But my next question is, say you do, you pass the state portion, but then you have to go back and you have to test for the national portion. And let's say a certain waiting period before you can go back and retest within that 1 year period? Or is it like, if you say you take the test this coming Monday for that national portion and you don't pass, can you go back by Friday and take the test again?
Yes.
Okay.
So usually it's within a 24, 48 hours maximum turnaround.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have one question, and if, say, you don't pass that section, there's a fee each time you go, and is the fee lower if you pass the Maryland section and then you don't pass the national section, or is the fee exactly the same?
Nakia will review that as well. However, the fee is the same. So the fee right now is $44. The fee is the same. It's not discounted. How many times can you go back? However many times your budget allows, as long as it's within the 1 year.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any others? Wonderful. Okay, let's talk about this exam. Remember again, Nicole, did you have a question? Okay. I saw
Yeah,
you.
I did, but I can wait. I'm sorry. I was trying to find a raise hand feature.
Got it,
I'm
got
so
it.
sorry.
No, you're fine.
So, okay, so my question is this:
Uh-huh.
Are there any impediments? So say someone, they go through the training, they do really well on the exams, the practice exams, and then they sit for both the national and state portion and they pass that. Is there anything that will prevent someone from being licensed, like back owed child support, federal or state comptroller taxes? Are there things that will prevent you from actually receiving the license in hand after you have passed the test? Or would they not even let you sit for it if you have anything that would be an impediment to you receiving your license?
Okay, so two-part questions, and one of them I will table it towards the end. So
Okay.
the two-part question that I heard is, you can still go ahead and sit for the exam. The questions about what could prevent you from getting your actual license comes after you've taken the exam. So if I were you, and that is something that you want to make sure that you have a clear understanding of, you know, what you need to take care of, this is where I tell people, why don't we find out first before you even sign up for the course? Because no one is going to stop you from taking the course and going to take the exam. The questions come after that when you're getting your license. So usually that is something that you can connect with the Real Estate Commission. Email right now is the best way you will get the answers to any of the questions you might have, but we'll table it towards the end if you don't mind that second part of your question.
Yes, that's fine. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's talk about this exam. This exam is split into two. You're seeing how much time is allocated for each part. how many questions. For you guys, you're going to be taken, and I'm sorry, excuse me, let me get that noise sorted out.
I don't think our families recognize that even though we work from home, we are actually working. That happens at my household quite often. So I generally, my husband joked yesterday that he gets text messages and rules and regulations on what he can do and how much noise he can make in the house. So it's funny that we just had this conversation with we have friends that we go to church with, a husband and a wife. So he just joked with the husband because the husband actually asked me to hold my conference calls at a different time so that he could now talk to his wife. But he said, well, do you get a can do and a can't do list in your house while she's on the phone? So I'm just laughing, Brenda, because they don't realize, hello, we're home, we're in our office, but we do work. Yes, we do.
What are you doing? Anyway.
Right.
So, okay. So yes, where they're like, okay, I need to get this done now. Okay, anyway. So here we're talking about the exam. The exam is going to be broken down into two. I mentioned earlier that they're going to have questions on the national, meaning no matter where you are, the questions are just testing on definitions. So that's 80 questions. You get 90 minutes. Yes, it is timed to where after that time, it just goes ahead and rolls on to the next part of the exam. Good side of this is that it's not, what's the word I'm gonna use, mixed together. So you'll get 80 questions on the national, definitions on real estate, and then you'll get 30 questions on the mail-in side with your 30-minute time slots. The bottom of the screen really would only be applicable when you have now upgraded your responsibilities and you want to become a broker in the future. So now let's talk about how do you get yourself ready for those of you who are in this sweet spot. You've already completed your 60-hour session. You are now getting ready to take that particular state exam. You have the materials, as some of you have called out what you have. I do usually have a study session on the first Tuesday. So the next one for the person to whom this information is applicable to is on April the 6th, still on Zoom at 6:30. You are able to register for that on Eventbrite, which is where a majority of you were able to find me. And the email follow-up will definitely have the link for those who want to register for that session. So that's on Tuesday, April the 6th. Brenda, the instructor, is also going to give you another opportunity to connect with others such as yourself who are either still taking the course right now or getting ready to pass the exam. And we also have that group of people who pass the exam and they still linger on because they want to help others get ready to pass the exam. If you're on Facebook, this is where I'm sharing that I have a private group. I will be putting the link when it is my turn to listen to Nakia. I'll be putting in the link there. Otherwise, some of you are already typing in, you're going to pass real estate exam is the group. So when you go to Facebook, you'll go to groups and it's called Pass Real Estate Exam. As I mentioned, that's where you are able to connect with others. Every day you will get some questions to just review and go through the content there. So that's another resource that is available to you as well. In addition to that, I said that I help people go through and pass that test. The best way I do that as well is going through private tutor sessions. Those are offered in a 1-hour increment. The cost is $65. During that 1 hour, we go through, what does Brenda need? Brenda needs to pay attention on this, this, and this, and this. So let me give you a point of reference. When you're taking the state exam and also the final, you will have the national, which I say it has 80 questions. From those 80 questions, they are 11 topics covered under that particular conversation. On the mail-in side, they're going to be 6 topics covered. What does that mean to you? The content is overwhelming. This is why I shared to someone earlier that you need to prepare yourself by reading it. For those of you who have the textbook, you know that the National has 21 chapters and the Maryland has 14. 21 plus 14 ends up being a lot of chapters that you're going through in a 60-hour time frame. So there's no sugarcoating it. It is an overwhelming course with a very short time frame that you need to understand this topic. So what I do is come up with a customized study plan for you to follow from the time we meet to the time you get to take your exam, and those can be scheduled online as well. So that's the private tutor sessions as well that you get on top of the Facebook group, and also the study session, which is the first Tuesday on April the 6th. Let's see what comes next. So in review, you've completed the 60 hours. You've gone through the exit exam. The next step is that you're passing the state exam. This is where Nakia will be coming to talk about the cost in about 2 minutes. The next thing is, this is your time frame. So I know we spoke about this. Sometimes it's good to review it again. You've taken the course, it's 60 hours. You've passed the exit exam. You've now gone and taken the state exam. We talked about you have 1 year to pass the state exam. You passed the exam on St. Patrick's Day, March the 17th. Congratulations. You now need to decide which company are you going to work for, and you have 1 year to make that decision. I'm sure most of you want to start making money as soon as possible. So we're going to be talking about that process as well. So before I bring up Nakia to present on her topic about costs, what questions, feedback do you have for me before we get onto costs? Okay, well, Nakia, you have the floor, and there'll be a couple of messages coming on chat based on what I shared already. Take it away.
All right, let's talk money, the financial part of real estate. Okay, so we've already talked about real estate school, and Brenda, you can go ahead and put everything on the screen.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
I just saw, who was it? Nicole, did you raise, I saw a raised hand. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You're fine.
I had a quick question. So that was another thing I wanted to know. Once you pass everything and you are cleared and you are now by license, a real estate, you're a real estate agent.
Mhm.
Do you have to, in order to practice, you have to go under a broker? Like you couldn't go out and do your own thing? Is that a requirement until you built up enough experience and you can, I guess, become a broker? I mean, how does that work? Like, what if you were unsure about what kind of company, or that you weren't sure if you wanted to go under a company, you just wanted to be able to represent people? I mean, is that something that you can do, or you really do have to go up under somebody when you first get your license?
To get your license, you need to be married to a broker.
Okay.
And then from there, when you want to do your own thing, then you need to have been licensed for 3 years to be able to be the boss. And the boss here, hopefully it's like you want to be the broker. So in Maryland, you need to have been licensed for 3 years before you can become a broker. Now here, let's step back, Nicole, because I'm sure others have the same question, is you took the course, let's say you spent 2 months in it, there's time for you to research. You then have 1 year to complete the whole process of taking the exam and passing. You have time to research. You also then get another year after you pass the exam for you to do your research. So time-wise, you have plenty of time. However, because maybe you don't know how this works, Everybody's gonna telling you what you want to hear, granted. So once you get married to a broker, there's that thing called a divorce, which you can get divorced from that broker and affiliate and get married to another broker. Your investment is definitely more research. From the real estate commission point of view, the cost is $25 to you. So with all of this time, with all of this research, if you join somewhere and you find out it's not what you expected, by all means, find another one, $25, keep going. Within 3 years, you can start your own shop.
After you pass your license and you found a broker that you want to marry, right? You're paying $25 to be married to that person. And let's say you're with them for 4 months and you just feel like it's not a good fit. Then you're going back to the dating site and you're looking for another broker to marry, and you find another one, everything seems good, and you pay 25 again, you're saying? So do you keep paying 25 until you find your place, like your home where you want to kind of stay and, you know, work out of or whatever? Is that the thing? You just end up paying $25 every time you might want to switch or divorce that or stop that connection?
Yeah, we'll back up a little bit because Nakia is going to talk about it and she'll review it again. To get started, you do need to get your real estate license. So
Right.
that
I'm going to talk about
licensure.
the first marriage.
Yes, she's talking about the first marriage, which is $90 to get your license.
Okay.
I love where you guys are putting this tonight.
I know. It will make sense.
Now,
Nicole,
right?
Nicole, you got the wedding ring. You've now been married for $90, and now things are not working out. To get married to a different broker to transfer your license. That's where the $25 comes, and you can pay that as many times you get divorced. That's up to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I mean, well, so you become a realtor. Can you become incorporated or have your own business so that you are actually under that, not as a broker, but I mean,
that's
I'm trying to figure out the business.
That's tax advice, and we're going to defer you and your
tax
advice.
Sorry.
So Nicole, brilliant. You can, however, you will not be able to advertise using that name, and your broker will guide you on that. In terms of setting up an LLC, whatever you want to set up, go ahead. Somebody will guide you on that. There's nothing stopping you from doing that. The only thing that you will not be able to do is to advertise yourself in real estate as that company. It's only for payment purposes. So whichever one you decide to select, it's all good.
Okay.
What you select, yes.
Yeah. So in Maryland, the law requires you to be affiliated as an independent contractor with a brokerage for at least the first 3 years of your licensing. The 3rd year, you're able to take a test, pay money
classes.
Again, take 135 hours of classes.
Yes.
And then take a test. And then get a broker's license. So Maryland is very serious about you have to supervise. Supervising real estate agents is kind of the most important thing in the state of Maryland. Okay, someone that is supervising and making sure that all the laws, all the ethics, and all the codes are followed. So that's why Maryland thinks or says it takes at least 3 years for you to gain that that power or that responsibility. They don't think it can be done in your first year, your second year, or in year 2 to 3. They think it takes 3 years plus 135 hours of education in order for you to hold that type of responsibility in Maryland.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. And they actually cover that. That's a chapter in real estate school, right, Brenda? I think. I haven't been in a long time, but is that covered in real estate school?
So yes, when you're taking the course, we shall cover that. And here, we'll add on, because yes, most of us will be independent contractors. Could you be an employee? Yes, but that's a different conversation. Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, Nakia.
All right. So starting out, you're going to go to real estate school. Okay, that's 60 hours of education in the classroom, Zoom, or an online setting. That class generally runs between $250 to $400. Okay, once you finish school, you take a final exam. Once you pass that final exam at your real estate school, the state of Maryland feels like you are ready to take the state PSI examination, or the state licensing examination. Each time you take that test, you're going to pay a $44 sitting fee. We should call it a sitting fee because it's not for, you take a state. So if for any reason you pass the national and you don't pass the state, or you pass the state and don't pass the national, you will pay the $44 again. The state of Maryland allows you to retake and repay for that test as many times necessary. If you're in a different state, we can help you to look up those state laws. I know for North Carolina, you actually, so we're getting off cheap in Maryland. In North Carolina, you're going to pay a state exam sitting fee, and you have to pay another application fee. Okay, so the state of Maryland just allows you to pay that test sitting fee. All right, once you pass both the state and the national PSI exam for Maryland, you are eligible to now apply for a Maryland real estate license. It's not automatic. You have to apply. You have to answer some questions and apply. With that license, you also have to find the person that you want to marry, as Brenda said. You have to find the brokerage that you want to affiliate with. Most brokerages in the state of Maryland are independent contractor type brokerages. There's one I could think of off the top of my head that you can be an employee with, but you will pay the state of Maryland $90, and I see your hand, Adela. You will pay the state of Maryland $90 to affiliate with a broker and have a license for 2 years. Okay. Once you finish with your paying for your license, you will then, if your broker belongs to a realtor organization, you will also need to become a member of the realtor organization. Generally in Maryland, our annual dues, which are all prorated, depending on when they're due and when you join, it's around $800 a year, or at least for your first year, because you have to pay an application fee along with the board due. So you'll pay your first year along with an application fee. Brenda, next slide. Once you join your local board, you then need to know what houses are for sale. In Maryland, our houses are in the multiple list system. You will see MLS, Bright MLS is our brand. You will pay for a setup fee, and then you will pay quarterly. In Baltimore, you get a discount. That's a shameless plug. I am the president-elect, so I need members. In Baltimore, you'll pay $120 quarterly. In other areas, if you join other boards, say PG County, Prince George's County, always say Prince George's, Anne Arundel County, Howard County, those quarterly dues could be close to $180 a quarter, because they don't get the discount that we do in Greater Baltimore. Greater Baltimore is actually an investor in the multiple list system, so we give all our members a discount. Now, once you know which houses are for sale because you looked in the MLS, or you've put your listing in the MLS, now agents need to get in. They need what we now know as a century key. All right, it looks just like a credit card. It's got a little chip in it. This is your identification card in real estate. We are actually moving from cards to Bluetooth. Okay, my phone's ringing right now. We're moving from cards to Bluetooth. So our system to get into houses by the end of 2021 will be all cell phone, and our cell phones will be considered a Century Lock key. Okay, you will pay a $50 application fee, and annually you will pay $165. That's due in February, March. Okay. Now, whenever you start a new business, if you get a new car, You have to get insurance. Our insurance in real estate is errors and omissions coverage. Errors and omissions. What does that sound like? If I make a mistake or if I omit something, I have some insurance that will cover expenses that my clients may incur because of my mistakes. That's the insurance you will have to have in the state of Maryland. Okay. It will be combined, or it will be a combination of you and your broker who is covered. So your broker that you marry is going to take care of getting that coverage for you. So depending on which broker you join is how much you pay. Right now, our company that we are affiliated with right now, we pay per deal. We pay $40 per deal and only up to $500. Our last brokerage we were with, we paid $700 and $800 a year. And we paid that up front in January. Okay. So it depends on which brokerage you use and which brokerage you affiliate with as to which errors and omissions they use or how they bill the errors and omissions insurance back to the agent. Because again, it's a joint coverage. It covers the broker and it covers the agent for errors and omissions made by the real estate agent. Altogether, we estimate it to be about $2,000 annually to run a real estate business. Okay. It's like having a franchise. Basically, if you think of it in that nature, you're getting a business model, or you're connecting into a business model that's already set up, and you have everything that you need to start and operate your business for right around $2,000 annually. So if you're making a budget, just flat out, like right below or right above 2,000. Now, if you get into the getting your LLC to have a business name instead of your own name, that's a few more dollars, and maybe some other tax related information, because you have to file taxes separately. So think about that when you're first getting up and running, and definitely talk to your accountant about that. I think Adela had a question before we move to anything else, and the floor is also open for more questions. Adela?
It's Adela, but
I don't have my
it's
glasses
okay.
on.
No, it's okay. My name's always mispronounced. My question refers back to like your first slide when you were talking about the national and your oh gosh, I forgot it that
National
fast.
and the
But
state part of the
yes, so
Mhm.
my question is, when you're taking the national part to it, does that, because I heard that there's somebody in another state trying to get a license for Maryland as well. So once you take that national, does that allow you to take it in other states? Like, are you allowed to sell in other states or like be an agent in another state? Is that what that refers to with taking the national part of it?
Well, that depends on what state it is.
Yes.
For instance, for me, I am obtaining a license in another state, North Carolina to be exact. So for North Carolina, in order to get a license, because they say, well, she's licensed in Maryland, so she must be okay on the national part. So let's just test her on the state portion. Washington,
got it. Okay.
D.C. does the same thing. Like while Washington, D.C. actually requires you to take a fair housing class or course and then sit for the state examination. Pennsylvania just believes that since I'm licensed in Maryland, I'm good enough in Maryland, I'm good enough in Pennsylvania. So it's called reciprocity. And there's actually a website. If you look up real estate reciprocity, if you just Google that phrase, there are plenty of websites that offer you information. But generally, just from starting out purposes, your national exam and your state exam, there's just two, it's just divided into two, basically, is all that's done for. Like, say I was just going to get licensed in Maryland, no other state. It's just really divided because the national laws apply to, or national rules, laws, and information apply to everything in the nation. Whereas though the state is very state specific when it starts talking about agency laws and the commission, the real estate commission in your state. Okay, so that's really the purpose of it being split in two. But then when you get into reciprocity, then that's really what it means. Like, I think in another state like Florida, you have to take a total class and take both parts of the test. There's no reciprocity. So it just depends on how each state talks to each state, or what another state believes about your first state. And it's kind of like having respect for another state. So North Carolina respects Maryland's laws, and they feel that if you follow the laws in Maryland and if you are educated in Maryland, then we believe you to be enough for the state of North Carolina. Basically, is all that the division
Gotcha.
when you are going to another state. Okay. I think I saw another question, or I can take another question about the fees and the cost.
So maybe back to Nicole. So Nicole's question that you had about the second part of your question, which was, oh, I guess my internet is acting up today. Nicole, your second part of your questions is anything that would impact your licensure. Usually, if you owe any money to the state, yes, you do need to clear that up. And then the other one would come into character. So that one, I tell people check with them first before you even get started. There is a law that said as long as it is more than 7 years, then they really should not be looking at that. But this is where I say how it works is once you get clarity from the Real Estate Commission, any broker that wants you will typically send a letter to them and say, we're good with Brenda. We know everything. We still want her to be under us, and the Real Estate Commission will honor that as well. But when it comes to money owing the state, you have to clear that first.
Okay, understood. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Looks like we have 3 other questions. I saw Gwen, and Nicole, and Dominica.
And Shantae.
Oh, and Shantae. Okay, sorry. So let's take Gwen first, and then Shantae.
I really don't have any questions right now. I think everyone has pretty much answered. Although when you change, if you have a bad relationship with an agency and you don't leave on good terms and you want to divorce that agency and go to the other, does the time count that you've been there, or how does that work? If someone just, not that I plan to, whatever, but if it doesn't work out, is there any case that someone will not, if you want to go to an agent, that they won't take you, or, you know, let's say your references, like when you get a job, you know, you check the references, and if they're not good, you're not going to hire that person.
Well, let me just tell you again, remind you basically that we're all independent contractors. So we have the right to do whatever we want to do as long as someone agrees to be our business partner. Generally, new brokers don't even ask the old broker questions. And I've been a broker, so I can answer this. You know, I talk to the person and find out what went wrong at the last place, but generally, it's not a, if there's nothing filed with the Real Estate Commission, no complaints, et cetera, you're free to roam the country. I think that's what.
Yeah, well, I used to be in human resources, but
no, it's totally different. Even as an independent contractor, it's a line, as a broker, there's a fine line that you can almost cross to make people feel like they're an employee, and you can get into some trouble. So generally, you should not get close to that line as a broker, or when a broker is interviewing you or talking to you about affiliating with their brokerage, like human resources. Let's discuss dress. We know everybody that comes to work does not know the proper attire to wear. In real estate brokers, a broker cannot set up a uniform or cannot discipline based upon dress. So if they did, the person would feel like an employee. As a broker, you cannot have an agent feeling like an employee. That's what kind of like the interviews with agents and brokers, it's the agent interviewing the broker more so than the broker interviewing the agent. It kind of flips a little bit.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. The other thing I wanted to say too is that when you pay your $25, it's an automatic divorce. There is no questions asked. There's no questions asked most of the time, or 50%, I'll say 50% of the time. This broker doesn't even know that this agent went to this broker until the Maryland Real Estate Commission sends them an
Says the
email
paperwork.
that says. So literally you kind of just give your notice. You know, it depends on how the relationship ended. Again, really the agent is almost in control of the relationship. Okay.
Thank
So
you.
the agent gets to wake up in the morning and say, I don't like this broker. I just noticed actually is somebody that came into the business with me. I just noticed she's on her 4th brokerage in 3 months. So that just tells you, and here's a statement, and I'll just be honest with y'all because I'm an honest person. You take you with you. If you've been to 4 brokerages in 3 months, something is wrong. I will venture to say, if you know somebody that's been to 4 brokerages in 3 months, something is wrong with them. Let me look y'all in your eyes and tell y'all there is nothing wrong with 4 brokerages, okay, or 3 brokerages. Something is wrong with the way that you want this business to go. Your expectations were not set properly, or something of that nature. The business is not working for you, or it's not working for your lifestyle or your schedule or your second career. Something is wrong. There's no way to understand, or there's no way to be affiliated with 4 brokerages in 3 months and understand the inner workings of a brokerage. It's human resources. Let's tell them, Ms. Gwen. There's no way for you to know if you like a job, 4 jobs in 3 months. There's no way. Okay. Let's be clear. So you will not be getting that many divorces in real estate. I hate to let y'all know. You do need to give it a little time and see how it works and see how you work with what they offer you. And we are getting ready to actually go into the questions that you're going to ask before you even get married. Right, Brenda?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We can, I think I did see one more question before, I think Dominica, before we go into what questions to ask. And Shante, I'm sorry, Shante first and then Dominica. Shante?
Yes, yes. Just real quick, I know you went over the costs. Those costs, are they tax deductible, tax time?
So they are the cost of starting a business. I would venture to say that every year I tell my accountant all about these numbers and these dollars, and I give her my receipts, and I kind of just use this list and I just hand it over to her, and she estimates it for me.
Now,
So,
are agents, will they do like a long form?
So that is a text question, and I am a former real estate broker, and you will hear me answer 7 out of 10 questions with check with the professional. Like if you ask me how to change my brakes or did my car need new brakes, I'm going to tell you, you need to call Volvo and ask.
No, I asked that because I know it's going to be a lot of cost, so it would probably fall into like a long form, I'm sure.
I'm definitely going to tell you one more time that you're going to talk to a tax accountant, because that is not my expertise. I just finished fussing with a client about my expertise versus her expertise, so I'm not going to be a hypocrite tonight and tell you anything that is not my expertise. I want you to talk. I will give you the name and phone number of 2 if you would like, but I won't answer that question, and I promise you I won't.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. And let's Dominica.
I'm fine. You answered my question. I'm fine.
Okay, perfect. All right. Any more questions about the money part that I can answer in my expertise before we start to help you guys with your interview of real estate brokers?
Did you have one? You'll help me here. I'm seeing Chideza.
That's Shayazda. Shayazda, I know her. She's my friend. And if
Okay. She had
ask me.
Say it again.
Shy, like the tea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, Brenda. Hi, Nakia. Of course, you don't have any questions. So let me just throw it out there. I'm a serial real estate agent testee, if that's even a thing. So I've taken the course probably twice in my life, but I've never activated as an agent until I met Nakia. So I've already done my interviewing. I know who my broker is going to be. I'm quietly listening to see if there's anything here that I've missed. Not a single thing have I missed because I already know all of this information. So
Good.
I'm just really here to see what it was you all had to offer. But Nakia, no, I'm going on the 100 chart. And that's all I got to say about that.
I like that.
So
Okay,
we
thank
be
you,
talking,
Chai.
it sounds like.
Thank you, Chai. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, now let's switch gears a little bit and maybe answer more that you might have, which Nakia already presented in terms of how do you get into this relationship with the broker with whom you will have the license with for however many years it's going to take you. When you have gotten to that point where, now again, this process that we're discussing here could start today. You could start calling around different brokers and interviewing them, or some people wait till they're done with the exam. There's no really a time frame for that. Time frame is driven by, you have 1 year from the moment you complete the state exam, you've passed, you have 1 year. Now let me probably scare you a little bit in terms of this 1 year, how serious it is. In terms of, if you haven't decided whom you're getting married to within that 1 year, then you will be taking the course again, no matter what happens in life. That 1 year, they're serious on that. Even through COVID, no extensions were given on that. You have 1 year from the moment you pass the exam to decide which broker you are going to affiliate with. So therefore, start doing your homework as early as possible. The interview process is from your end to them, and we have 4 top topics that we feel strongly about that you might want to check in to get a clue a little bit about whom you're going to be doing business with. So the first one we have here, which is naturally what most of you are gonna say, hey Brenda, I just want to make sure that I get as much training as I can to make sure that I don't mess up. I really don't know what I'm doing. I might have bought or sold before, but I really didn't know the side of it. So the first natural question is, now how do you apply what you got from the licensing course into practice? So the broker is going to be a big factor in that. What educational opportunities do you have? How are they offered? Will that meet your schedule? If the class is saying that you need to take it at 10 o'clock and you are supposed to be somewhere else at 10 o'clock, then how will you be able to get that training? Is it going to be recorded and virtual, like what we have, where all the training sessions are recorded and virtual, that you can access them at any time? So that's the question that you're asking. In terms of education, how is it offered? And is it available at a time when it's more convenient for you? On top of the education, probably we're going to talk about mentorship. Who's going to be there helping you in terms of either figuring out the administrative part of the business? What level of support is being provided to you? If I call into the office, what is that person able to do for me? Am I going to be assigned a mentor? For how long? What is the mentor going to do? Is it a voluntary type of a thing, or is it expected and kind of embedded in the company culture, to where the first 3 transactions, for example, where we are, you will automatically get assigned to a mentor if you haven't done any transaction within the last year. That's part of the company culture, regardless of whom you are. It's not voluntary, where somebody's trying to find out whom your mentor is going to be. So probably these are the top 2. Nakia, do you want to add on before we talk about the other 2?
Nope, I think those were great explanations.
Okay, so we have education, level of support, and then the other factor to you doing business is what? Marketing, right? That 2,000 is just to say, hey, I'm a real estate agent. How are you going to get your name out there is the next big thing. So how much budget, what is your budget rather that you have to tell people that you're in real estate. Some of us go on the side of, well, I will use as much as I can for free through me calling people, sending something in the mail, me using social media. But beyond that, what is the broker able to offer you that is part of you being affiliated with them? What cost-free marketing items do they have? Am I going to get a set of business cards? And if I'm not going to be meeting people to share those business cards, am I going to get digital? Are you going to help with the training on how to explore social media in terms of marketing myself? Is there a cost for that training? These are the questions that you're asking in terms of marketing. Any you want to add on, Nakia, for marketing?
I'll just let everybody know that I've been practicing real estate since 2002, and I always use cost-free marketing. I am not a big fan of paying for marketing, and I train any agent affiliated with me also on how to use cost-free, how to find and utilize cost-free marketing. I have never been without a client since I went full-time in real estate in 2016. I've never had a shortfall of clients by using cost-free marketing materials that were offered by the brokerage or that I was able to create or find online to use. So just explore that. I'm not a big fan of spending a lot of money outside of my $2,000. That's my budget. And that's where I want to stay. And I have been lucky enough to be able to do that over the past few years.
Right, right. Majority of that is probably going to stem into the next sentence. How you stay in business is through the people that you already know. So you paying money to get the lead of somebody who doesn't know you is more costly than you already connecting with people that you know. And connecting with the people you know, you can get away with doing it for little or no money at all, connecting with them on social media, calling them. We've already expressed those ways that you're able to connect with those people. What keeps you in business for years and years are the people that you already know. That's where you start, and that's where your business will always grow, from the people that already know you. This last one is dear to us, definitely highly biased on this one, but it makes sense. How is that future partner of yours engaged with the community? For any of you that do volunteer, you know you learn way more and go a little bit further from you volunteering your time. So how does that future broker of yours get connected with what is happening in real estate? Nakia and I do volunteer a lot, and a part of that volunteerism activities does present us the opportunity for us to hear firsthand in terms of what is happening in real estate, and then we go back and we share it with our team members. So definitely a question to ask that probably you might not think of is, what do you, dear broker, do as volunteer with the community or in real estate for you to keep yourself abreast as to what is happening? We started off by sharing the connection that we have is by being volunteers, and this is not the only thing we do is volunteering as the board of directors for the Greater Baltimore Board of Realtors, which gives us the opportunity to hear stuff firsthand that we bring back to the people that we team up with. Anything you want to add on this one?
No, I will say this, and it's not like we volunteer or we are part of the realtor volunteer community. But this year I've gotten, so far, it's what is this, March this year, so far I've gotten 2 referrals from other leaders at other boards, like the Prince George's Board of Realtors and the Greater Capital Area Association of Realtors. I've gotten 2 referrals just because they see me, they hear me speak, they see me at meetings, even though it's Zoom now, you know, they count this as, okay, this is probably an educated woman. This is probably a woman that follows the code of ethics. She's probably somebody that's in the know and knows how to work with clients. So I have a client friend that's moving to her area. Let me refer my client friend or family to her. So I will say that you get a little more out of the networking piece when you are a broker or a leader in the community and you are out volunteering in the community or staying in the community.
Questions so far in what we've covered? We're winding down towards the end of the presentation. So checking in with you. Any questions that we have not addressed yet?
I've addressed a lot. It was a beautiful presentation.
Thank you. Well,
Hats
we're
off
not,
to you, ladies.
so we're not done yet. This is where we save the best for last. So what are you able to benefit by collaborating with us? So I'm sure we've shown you who we are. It's whatever you're seeing here is just to highlight a little bit of how we conduct our business on top of what we have shared. This is where we are welcoming you to check us out on social media. We've already shared how you can connect with us. We'll share it again towards the end. But what is it you are able to get by partnering with us? Brenda will call it My Tribe. So this is where I'm going to introduce what else are you able to get on top of the knowledge being shared with you, being part of My Tribe. I am definitely looking for people who are passionate enough to come and attend almost an hour presentation to learn upfront. Because believe it or not, when I teach those licensing classes, a lot of people don't do this part up front. So I commend you for even taking the time to learn more about the process. Let's talk about what comes next. When you go ahead and you pass the test and now you're looking for somebody that you would like to partner up with, what I am going to share with you that is part of my tribe at eXp Realty is every Friday at 12, I do have a session for 1 hour that goes through strategies and tools that you can implement in your business. Nakia and I work very well collaborating on a lot of projects. So in the morning, she will also have a coaching session every morning at 8 o'clock. We've been doing this since what, was it August last year or even earlier? So every morning we meet at 8 o'clock and we're talking about something that will improve your business. In addition to that, you get Thursdays at 6 o'clock, where again, we're checking in with the person who might not have shown up in the morning, who's able to plug in on Thursdays at 6. And then you will get regular updates from us, letting you know what's coming up from the Real Estate Commission, who impact you doing your business, from the Maryland Realtors, because I teach for them and I volunteer there as well. Nakia volunteers as on the national level as well. And my expertise, where I have been teaching classes for over 14 years already, been licensed for 16. That's where you get the benefit of me sharing that knowledge. I am a certified mentor for eXp and are also plugging in as a mentor to the mentees that are assigned to me. So I love the opportunity for us to connect and talk more about what you are looking for beyond what we've already shared, and also to check out what other questions that you have. I usually give you about 10-minute consultation that we're able to explore what is it that you need next. Do you need to go ahead and schedule for the course? Do you need to pass the exam? Are you currently looking for a broker? So that is a conversation that you're going to take advantage of. Let me see what is shared to me on chat while Nakia probably checks out with me. Let me check in.
We've been called a dynamic duo.
Oh, thank you.
I know, Keisha, thank you very much. Keisha is 5 seconds from joining Brenda's tribe, our team. And just so you know, when you get Brenda, you kind of get a 2-for-1 special because I coach Brenda and every single agent on our team. If you heard Shai talk about the 100 chart, which I am leaning on right now, we plan to have 100 agents in our group, in our tribe by the end of 2021, but really June. So we do these events and we offer a lot above and beyond what other brokerages offer, what other team leaders offer. In this world, I'm kind of an unofficial team leader. I took my broker manager job and moved to being an independent contractor that still does the duties of a broker manager with the okay of EXP, of course. And I provide coaching, I provide guidance, I provide success mixed with your talents. If you bring your talents mixed up with our coaching, Brenda's expertise, our morning motivation calls, we get you out of the bed and thinking early in the morning. If you mix all of that together, especially with your talent on top, we promise you that you go to the next level and you can ask 60 other men and women who are a part of our tribe. If you do connect with us on social media, you can find any one of them because we tag them, we support them, we celebrate their success. You can DM them or call them without even telling us who you are calling. And I guarantee you, you will get a good feedback and good results. Pick one, go to our social medias, pick somebody you see in a photo or see us talking about, call them up and ask them how we're doing. I bet you no other broker will offer you that opportunity during your interview of them, okay? Pick them, let us know how it went, DM us, contact us, call us. You have our contact information. Brenda's showing mine. Again, Moving with Nakia or just simply my name. Actually, NakiaEvans.com takes you everywhere where I want you to go with me. So if you take some time this evening and look us up, Brenda is even in my NakiaEvans.com because we really are the dynamic duo. We've been working together since 2015. Nonstop. Brenda taught me how to talk. Now I talk so loud I can't talk soft because she taught me how to enunciate and talk in front of a room and a crowd. And I forget that this is Zoom. So if you've had to turn your volume down, we are going to blame Brenda tonight.
I know. Yes. So you now have some direction. If you have more questions, you have the window to stalk us on social media. We'd love to connect with you. The Facebook group is a private group, but as long as you answer those questions and follow the rules, you're good. Keisha has been on it and she can share that what she has gained from it. Keisha will give you the floor for you to share on that. You can find me through Brenda Kasuva or Training with Brenda will find you connected with me. Keisha, do you want to share anything? Your experience so far?
And I see Susan with a question when you finish with Keisha.
Okay.
Yes, I do. I got into the group. It's very informative and it helps me because I'll be unsure of certain questions to the test. But when Brenda posts them early in the morning, like 6, I'll get the question. I might study on that question before I answer it. Or I just might wait to see what Brenda says and then take it from there. I love the group. This has been a 10-year journey for me. I stopped, then I picked it back up, and this time I'm going forward. I love the way Brenda and the kid just collaborate and mesh together, give you all the information. If you guys just go to the social media, you'll see all the team they win in. This group is really, it's amazing because when I started back the second time, I was like, I don't know what to do. I need teaching. I was a mess. Anyway, I went on Brenda's social media. I seen Nakia. I pressed Nakia. I followed her. heard a video, YouTube video of Nakia. From that video, honey, I was hooked. I said, oh, this is right here. And when I seen, I was like, and it relieved me. I'm like, okay, if I connect with them, I can get the mentor. I can, you know, because I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want to go out here and just be lost. So once I heard that video, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna connect with them. So I follow Nakia. I always follow her. I always like everything. I'm on it. I just getting all the information that they got to put out. I want it all. Like, I just want to be a sponge and just soak up everything, because they know. I'm just like, y'all know a lot. Y'all years in the game, y'all know a lot, and I've been learning. I'm doing one-on-ones with Brenda, being in the study groups. Brenda texting me. I'm like, I really appreciate that support that you guys like send out. And I haven't even met Nakia nor Brenda face to face, but it just feel like I knew these ladies for years. It feels like it's a family. It's like a family oriented, and you guys really care about the agents winning in your group, EXP. I haven't even researched another brokerage. I'm not going to. I am going over there to EXP with Nakia and Brenda and get in the trial. But I encourage you ladies to, yes, follow them on social media. You don't have to listen to what they're saying right now. Just watch, and you'll see. Yes, that is definitely evident. When you watching them, you'll see it. It's the proof is in the pudding. They don't have to say another word. Just follow them. Yep, just follow them. And I appreciate y'all. Yeah. I really do.
Look at that commercial. I love it.
Can we get a recording of her?
Yes, I'm a cheerleader for the kid. You know, I'll be on you. I said, I know the kid probably say, this girl stalking me or what?
I just can't wait for you to get started. I'm just
girl, I want to keep moving with you. I'm telling you, I said they are doing it.
That.
And I like how you guys, you know, you cheered the agents on. You know, you get people, you know, some people don't want to see you succeed, but it's like, y'all really want to see people succeed and grow their career in real estate. It's awesome. It's amazing. I can't wait to be a part of it. I'm telling you.
Oh, thank you.
As soon as I pass this test for the 4th time.
You will.
But I go every week. Week. Encouraging me. Yes.
You will.
Yeah.
You will.
You got it this time. Everybody.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die trying. I tell you that.
You sure?
Susan.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Keisha. We appreciate
You're welcome.
it.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Susan, what do you have for us?
I'm sorry, I put myself on mute. I just wanted to know if Nikita can put her slide back up. I'm still so green with this. I've been teaching. This would be my 3rd career. And so I've been teaching for 13 years as a multimedia teacher, and I'm so green. So I'm just soaking up everything. This is new. I'm excited, a little nervous, but I'm ready to go. And just wanted to get some more information. I've been doing screenshots of the slide. So I just wanted to know if Nikita can put her slide up again, so I can just do a quick screenshot of it, and that's it.
Oh, of which one? I'm the one. What are you looking?
Information.
The one with her face on. I think it was an informational.
Oh, okay.
I have yours. I have your. That's the one. Okay. Thank you very much. And
let me tell you, Susan, also that your multimedia training talent there moved over to here. I think it's going to be a good mix, a good collision. Okay, there's going to be a collision of that. So we will surely help you to tap into that talent mixed with what this business will bring you, and show you how to merge those things. We are an expert.
I absolutely hope so. Prior to that, I was a television producer and director for 25 years. So I'm hoping that it's getting, but I'm so green. So I'm just ready to
on your talents already. Those are the type of things that you don't tell me and Brenda about.
I know, because I'm like, let's take out the word hope and put it I will, you know, this is done.
We will, right? It's already done. Yeah, but that talent right there mixed into our family environment, our culture, our helping each other. When somebody's going to help you with a contract, and you're going to help us with media. That's what we do. We put you together. We put all of us together in a group setting. We mastermind every morning at 8, And then on Thursdays at 6, you will have no problems in this business whatsoever. Just bring that
Done.
talent to our team and we will work it out.
Yep, this is
Wonderful.
done. This is
I
done.
love your enthusium. I got to
Oh,
tell you, I
listen.
absolutely love it.
You better hope we don't stalk you.
Ladies, one other question. Where are your offices located?
So-
If we
so-
were to go visit.
Well, let me tell you this. So EXP is a virtual brokerage, okay? This is
Okay.
our office right here. Every morning at 8 a.m. we meet in our office. But guess what? This got us through COVID. Number one, what happens? We were in COVID-19. What happens if there's a COVID-20 or a COVID-21? We will still have our offices. I am in my home. You guys see my backdrop. I pushed it back a little bit so you can probably see my door too. This is my office. Now, since I am the president-elect at the Board of Realtors, whenever I need meeting space, and Brenda's an educator there, we have free meeting space. We have planned a team retreat in a whole nother state. We got to get on an airplane and fly to our team retreat. But we love the virtual brokers. There's no distractions. If you see it, the only distraction I've had is my cell phone, my children calling me because they don't think, well, it's not a normal work night for me. But there's no distractions here. We used to have team meetings in our office. There's always a jokester. There's always somebody that's late. There's always somebody that got to use the copy machine and make noise while we're trying to teach a class. Brenda's husband likes to bang the hammer while she's teaching the class, but we don't have those distractions anymore because we have virtual offices. So our office is actually online. We can give you a pass into our office. It almost looks like a video game if you need it, but our office is all online. So everything's on demand. We probably didn't say that enough, but everything's on demand. So if you're working during the daytime, you can access every single thing you need to access at night. Human beings answer phone calls and emails from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Okay, because let me retract that. Our headquarters is in the state of Washington on the West Coast, but our East Coast employees work 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. That's a question to ask whatever broker you're interviewing. When can I talk to the broker? When can I talk to employees? When can I talk to someone who's going to cut me a commission check? Can I talk to somebody at 7:40 p.m. that works in the commissions department? That's a big question, guys. That is something to think about. So although we are virtual and we don't actually go to a physical location, I feel more safe, sound, and secure working from home. I love it. I have on this nice blouse and some Adidas sweatpants. That's how much I love working from home. Okay. And I got all my work done today, all of it. Every single thing from 8 a.m. to 6:30, 8 p.m. has been completed today.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you. We're actually about to go in the classroom in about a week. So I've been home for a year and now we're about to go back to the classroom. So that should be an adventure.
Right. Yeah. I have not worked in the office since March of 2020 and I don't believe that I'm going back to an office. I know I'm not. Now I don't believe I'm not going back.
I'm not either.
This is my new lifestyle. I love it.
Well, I will tell you that as a communication major, I really miss it. So I can't wait to get back. Especially I teach juniors and seniors, high school students. So I can't wait to get back.
Yeah, that's
and I heard one of you guys are a Morganite.
No, who's
Is
that?
that true?
No.
Is that true?
No,
Or
Westernite. I'm a Westernite, I guess.
Okay, but Morgan State?
No, I did not attend college. Not one drop, not one step, not one course. I promise you I didn't. I went right to work.
Oh my God. Well, then that's even more impressive when we talk about people's passion and what they do. And as a teacher, I come across a lot of students that have passion and where they go in their life and what advice do I give them and how for them to be successful doing something that they love to do. Make sure it's legal, you love to do it, and then there's no work day if you like doing what you do.
Hello. Yeah. And if you ever need someone to come and talk, I'm available. I'm scheduled to talk in an all boys school on Monday, actually at 8:30 coming up this week. So I
Well,
will.
we have an Academy of Finance department, which actually have the live ticker from Wall Street. They would love to have you ladies come in and talk, because they actually go through and having individuals and talk to young kids about starting their own businesses, and they do that as part of their magnet
Put
program.
us in, put us in, put us in. So make sure you connect with us. We will be more than, so you heard us say we're serial volunteers. We don't know when to stop. So just put us in. Sign us up.
Thank you.
Did you
Ladies, you are
notice?
wonderful.
Did you
I'm
notice
sorry?
he didn't even ask for permission? She's like, sign us up. And Brenda's like, why not?
This is
Well,
what we do.
you ladies are fantastic. Thank you for all of the great information.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. Any others?
I
You good? Mhm.
Ms. Gwen. Yeah, Ms. Gwen.
I just have to get more computer illiterate, okay? I'm just, that's just my short point right now, is to really be able to work through computers and phones and so forth. So that's where my dilemma is right now. And I'm going to be taking some more computer courses. And that's just my my hesitation.
When dare I say that you were able to go through 1 hour in Zoom using technology, you were able to figure out how to unmute yourself and get on camera. Guess what? You're one of the few ones. Trust me. And I teach Zoom every single day. And we have people who don't know how to even get on, or even how to get on camera. So don't cut yourself too short. You are doing well, and you will, there's room for improvement, but don't discount yourself. You've done well, in my opinion.
Thank you.
Yes. Any others? So here, probably let me answer your concern, if it helps, is everyone brings in, as Nakia mentioned, everybody brings in their expertise. I am a techie junkie. I love it. I kind of understand it, and your expertise will be different from mine. This is where people collaborate, and you are shown how to do stuff. Even though it is a virtual setting for EXP, doesn't mean that somebody isn't there to mentor you, like what I'm doing, to tell you, okay, you need to set up a Google account. You need to set up your calendar. This is how you do it. There's still all that training involved from an individual, which we shared with you is coming Fridays at 12. It's also on Thursdays at 6, and every single morning. So there's still somebody who's going to be able to tell you, Gwen, go here, click here, and so on.
Miss Brenda.
Yes.
So EXP Realty is it just for the Baltimore area, or y'all all over Maryland?
All over the world.
Oh, international.
The world. Yeah. So it doesn't matter where you are. It's all over the world. So it has, we are younger in terms of not known, but in terms of outside the United States, we are expanding into more countries. Right now, Nakia, we have what? We have UK, South Africa, definitely in the Asian continent. Yeah. So it's all over the world. It doesn't matter where you are.
And our team in particular, we are in 6 states. So that's the other wonderful thing about EXP for us. When I was a broker, I was stuck in Maryland. I could only work with people who were in Maryland, or maybe I expanded to DC and Pennsylvania. But now, today, as we speak, we have a team member in Florida, Boston, Virginia Beach, Atlanta, Georgia, Charlotte, North Carolina, DC, Pennsylvania, Maryland. So we are right around Texas. 6. Right? Texas. Texas is opening this week. Yes, we have an agent that's in Texas. So we call it across borders. Here's the next thing. Did y'all hear me say I had 3 licenses, getting ready to have 4? Normally, so say if I was with a broker and they were only licensed in Maryland, that means I would have 2 brokers probably, or 2 different companies maybe, or 3, 4 companies for all of my different licenses. With EXP, I could have a license. Say I lived in Maryland 50% of the time and I live in North Carolina 50% of the time. I could have one brand, one website, one overall brokerage company, but only have one business, and all of my businesses combined into one. So whereas though if for like at EXP we have a maximum that we would pay our broker, so we get an 80-20 split. Once that 20%, once the company makes $16,000 from the business that we bring in, I now go to 100% commission. So if I'm doing business those states, the business in all of those states count as one. Whereas though if I was with a different company, company I was with before, I was actually in 2 different offices per se, or 2 different businesses per se, even though it was the same brokerage. This company had to get some of my money and this company had to get some of my money. But EXP puts it all together as one. So I have one business with 3 licenses right now, soon to be 4. And I can work with anybody, even if I don't have that license. With my former brokerage, I could only work with agents that had the same license as me. So EXP so if you have a friend, a cousin, a family member in Texas, they can join your team. They could be your business partner. You guys could work together. If you have family in Canada, we're in Canada as well, or Mexico, or some of the other places, Italy, they now can be your business partner. So that is a game changer in the world of real estate for us who have been here for 15, 20 years. We've never had an opportunity to do that. So I call it business without borders. And I actually love it. It just gives me a chance to work with people that I never had a chance to work with, or build a team of people that could never before work together. So it's exciting. We have 3, maybe 4 agents in Virginia Beach right now. That's very exciting. And I think that they're going to grow just to be as big as our Maryland team. I'm excited to help them, assist them, and work with them as well, and learn from them. Because here's the deal. Now we're learning from other people as well.
Okay. Nakia, so is EXP brokerage, is it the main focus like a referral based program, or do y'all do listings as well? A lot of listings.
We are a full service brokerage. If you Google EXP, or if you go to NakiaEvans.com, you can click, we have the full website. We do transactions. I have a settlement tomorrow. Even though I'm here and my focus is helping other people, I still have the time to do business. I actually just closed the listing myself last month. But agents have listings, they have sales. We work in new construction. But since you talked about referrals, there's another benefit. And I don't want to make this an EXP conversation, but when you talk about referrals, so now I have agents on my team to refer, or that are not on my team to refer to in Virginia Beach. Or I actually just sent one to Oslo, North Carolina. I never even heard of Oslo, North Carolina, but somebody, a friend of mine, said they were moving to Oslo, North Carolina, wherever that shall be. And I was like, hold up, wait a minute. I can get you a real estate agent because EXP is in Oslo, North Carolina. And that gives me the opportunity to make a 25% referral fee.
I said referral. Yeah, I like referrals. You smile, you think.
Yeah, listen, you must have looked in my back office.
Yeah.
Because my first 3 deals here at EXP were referrals to different states, different people I've never met before that closed the deal. I got to, I had to make sure they were okay. I checked them out a little bit, gave them my client or a suggestion of a client that I didn't even know 2 of them. Okay. It was just people that called me first. Send them there and I got 25%. Okay. So let me tell you, we just got we have different lanes and different ways for you to make money. You ever heard of multiple streams of income?
Yeah.
I have multiple streams of income just sitting at this lovely little computer all day long, affiliated.
You working hard.
Listen, no, I ain't working hard, work for darn.
Right. Hardly work, more like hardly working, right?
Yes.
Yeah. It's
Isn't it?
a beautiful thing. I went from being a stressed out broker manager that was working with 83 agents. Half of them probably didn't even care if I lived to see today or tomorrow, where I get to now choose who I work with and build a different environment. Like everybody that's here wants to be here with us. It's not I have to work with someone because they are working with this company. EXP is kind of many businesses brokered by EXP. So it's almost like we have our own brokerage per se. I never really want to say that out loud because Maryland is a little strange with their laws and rules. Broker of EXP. I'll just say it just like that. We have enough expertise in our group. Actually, we just affiliated another broker manager to our team. So not only do you have me, Brenda, but you have another broker manager on our team. So you really don't need a broker. You just need us.
I know. I know. I know.
Okay. We're building something big over here. So hint, hint, you know. take the word of Keisha and Shy. This is where you want to be.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Any others?
Yeah. Anything else? We know we kept y'all over time a little bit, but this
We did. I
had to take one quick break because I had someone at my door. If y'all noticed, I turned my camera off. Every time I'm on a long conference call, someone knocks on my door. So Brenda had to knocking on the wall, and I had to knock on the door.
I know. Any others? So let's check in. Dominica, you have direction as to what you need to do next?
Yes, I do.
Okay, good. Keisha, you and I, I'm texting you tomorrow morning. Susan and Shantae, you good?
Yes, I'm good. I'm all ready for my class.
Awesome. Yes. And Shy?
We'll be seeing her.
Shy is driving, but I'm doing perfectly well. You'll be seeing me shortly.
Okay. Good.
On the welcome post, Brenda, on the welcome post.
Ah, nice. Nicole?
Yes, I mean, you guys were very informative. I wasn't sure what I was going to expect because I'm probably like behind everyone. I just kind of literally had a thought not too long ago about maybe I should become a real estate agent and making a post on social media. You came highly recommended. And I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna jump in her box. I'm just gonna DM her and I'm just gonna see what she says.
I know,
and so,
this morning. Thank you.
This was great information. Definitely makes me more inspired to want to get started, but I do need to see about those questions that I had. And I thank you for the information on a good way forward to get some of those questions answered first. And then I can circle back with you about getting into an actual course, because that would be the next, phase or so. But yeah, this was great information.
Yeah, and if you don't get an answer, like I said, I'm connected to the Real Estate Commission. If you don't hear an answer, I can send one and you'll get your answer right away. So keep me informed.
Thank you. Will do. Thank you.
Gwen?
I will look into the information about taking your class.
Okay.
I've been very impressed with you and just very impressed. So how do I get the information about the class and everything, or?
An email is coming out to you, hopefully before I go to bed.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
Nikita, you keep talking about North Carolina. What part of North Carolina? I'm from North Carolina.
Oh, okay. So my the person that coaches me at EXP is in Mooresville, close to Charlotte, North Carolina. Lake Norman.
Okay, so you're that away. Yeah. I'm very much familiar with Charlotte. I'm down from the Wilmington, the coastal area of North Carolina and everything.
From High Point and Greensboro.
Oh no, well, my college roommate, my first one was from High Point. Okay, we can talk later.
Okay, yeah, we will talk.
Nice. Oh, see how small the world is. Thank you. I think it's safe to say that we are good to go. It's been a pleasure, everyone, for having you part of this discussion. Your questions were welcomed, and this conversation continues.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a
Take
great
care.
night, everyone.
Good
Thank
night.
Thanks,
Thank you.
ladies.
Thank
you.
you.
Good night.
Good
Good
night.
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 I'll be in touch.
All right.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Bye.
You guys on
Goodbye.
social media.
Yes.
Thank you very much. You guys were wonderful.
You're
Oh,
welcome.
thank you.
Thanks. We can't wait to hear from you about the speaking to the cops.
Oh,
Yes.
absolutely.